Seems like every time I turn around, they're engaged in surveillance or list building or monitoring, and I don't care if it takes every second of our time and every ounce of our energy. We either get this government back on our side or we defund and get rid of, abolish the FBI, CDC, ATF, DOJ, every last one of them, if they do not come to heel.
Well, gang, meet your next Attorney General. To the stunned faces of both Republicans and Democrats alike, President Trump has nominated the one and only Matt Gaetz to head the Justice Department. We're going to take a look at the fallout from the bombshell nomination, and we're going to see precisely why Gaetz becoming the next AG may already be a done deal. You are not going to want to miss this. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here celebrating with each and every one of you the rise of a new golden age that you made possible on November the 5th. So make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You are not going to want to miss a single video where we analyze the rise of a new conservative age both here and abroad. And with that, let's dive right in.
All right, we've got another Trump appointment, and this is one that is probably going to surprise a lot of people because he was not on any of the lists that were floating around out there. And there had been some discussion that President-elect Trump was having trouble making this final decision, or maybe this is the person he had in mind all along. But he has now nominated Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz as Attorney General of the United States. He just wrote this on Truth Social. Quote, Matt is a deeply gifted and tenacious attorney, trained at William & Mary College of Law, distinguished himself in Congress through his focus on achieving desperately needed reform at the Department of Justice. Few issues in America are more important than ending the partisan weaponization of our justice system. Matt will end weaponized government, protect our borders, dismantle criminal organizations, and restore Americans' badly shattered faith and confidence in the Justice Department.
The Washington establishment is shell-shocked today as President Trump announced his pick for Attorney General, the one and only Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. And Gaetz is so serious about filling the role, he's already resigned his seat in Congress. It's a safe red seat, as pretty much all seats in Florida are as of now. Thank you, Ron DeSantis. And that seat will be filled by the time of January 20th and voting on President Trump's agenda. What is absolutely clear from the vitriolic, hysterical reaction from the left is that the Gaetz nomination is freaking out all the right people.
I see this, Joy, as calculated by Donald Trump to send a message to the good people at the Department of Justice, 110,000 strong, the men and women, and I was proud to be one of them for decades, doing the people's work. You know, attorneys and support staff who care about honesty, integrity, ethics, the rule of law, and allegiance to the Constitution. This is Donald Trump sending a message to them that y'all might as well just get out now while the getting's good, because look at who your boss may soon be, Matt Gaetz. And what self-respecting federal prosecutor would want to work under a guy like Matt Gaetz?
That's right. The establishment are the good guys, according to MSNBC. All those wonderful, hardworking, honest, Abe Lincoln, permanent bureaucrats, they're the good guys. Trump and Gaetz, they're the ogres. They're the bad guys. You know, it never ceases to amaze me how the people least qualified to speak about justice are the very ones most vocal in their opinions about it. Right? Just savor that irony there. These are the last people on the planet that should have anything to do with what is truly just. Interestingly, the more honest Democrats are recognizing just how radically impactful this appointment will be.
I mean, look, this is what the American people voted for, right? I mean, you know, Trump was not shy about what he wanted to do in this country. And, you know, in Matt Gaetz, he's not only going to get someone who's fiercely loyal, but fiercely competent. Matt Gaetz knows exactly what to do with the Attorney General's office. He will turn that into be most powerful Attorney General in American history.
Other establishment failures are dismissing Gaetz as an unserious, clownish nominee.
President-elect Trump intends to nominate Matt Gaetz to run the Department of Justice. What was your immediate reaction when you heard that?
Well, it must be the worst nomination for a cabinet position in American history. I think this is something that falls well outside the scope of deference that should be given to a president in nominating members of his senior team. Gaetz is not only totally incompetent for this job, he doesn't have the character. He is a person of moral turpitude. And notwithstanding how difficult it may be politically, this is a nomination the Republican Party should oppose.
Now, again, gang, it's just so amazing to me that the very people who are most responsible for the rotting collapse of our public institutions think so highly of themselves so as to judge the qualifications of others. Make no mistake, they did the same thing to President Trump. Remember what they called him back in 2015, 2016. They called him a clown. They said he was unqualified. He was undignified. He was fundamentally unfit to hold the office of the presidency. And that was just the Republicans, the now extinct Never Trump Republicans. So how did that go? Well, can't ask them because they're extinct, right? Again, the irony here is that swamp rat, John Bolton, isn't the least qualified to talk about what constitutes true justice. And yet he's the first one to voice his opinion on it. That's the irony in all of this. The least qualified people on the planet are claiming that they are the arbiters of what constitutes justice. And yet, alas, it appears all for naught. It looks like Matt Gaetz's confirmation is already a done deal. Wait until you see this. Hey there, gang. I've got some thrilling news to share with you. Buy Optimizer's Black Friday mega sale is in full swing, and it's not just a one-day thing. It's happening throughout the entire month of November. This mega deal is available only for my audience, only with my promo code, so listen up carefully to the end. Now, you already know that I have unwavering trust in Bioptimizers, as I always mention, Magnesium Breakthrough and Masszymes and Mushroom Breakthrough. These guys are the real deal. Plus, they back up their products with a rock-solid 365-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. I know we all have those never-ending Black Friday wish lists, but this year, gang, I challenge you to put your health at the top of that list. Now is the time of the year when you fill up your shopping carts and stock up on Bioptimizer's goodness. Head on over to bioptimizers.com/Turley and then enter code Turley, Turley, at checkout to get discounts plus access to up to $100 in free gifts with purchase. Trust me, when I say this, you guys, you're not going to find a better Black Friday deal. Not even on the company website, not even on Amazon. Choose health over unnecessary things this Black Friday. Click on that link below right now. Representative Tom Massey just dropped a bombshell on any Democrats or Rhino Republicans' hopes of derailing the Matt Gaetz nomination.
Will get confirmed by the Senate?
Doesn't need to recess. He's the Attorney General. Suck it up.
Did you hear what he just said there? Did you hear what he said? Matt Gaetz is the Attorney General. Suck it up. And what he was getting there is that as part of the kind of Game of Thrones negotiations that kept Trump out of the Senate leader theatrics, the fight there, was that reportedly John Thune agreed to allow Trump to make recess appointments to his cabinet. So while the Constitution states that the Senate is supposed to confirm the president's cabinet, the Constitution does allow the president to make recess appointments in the event that the cabinet positions have gone unfulfilled. So what Massey just said there is that because, and that's a little bit of inside baseball, because Trump got that concession from Senator Thune, he's going to be able to have whoever he wants in his cabinet, including Matt Gaetz. In other words, it doesn't matter how much the swamp creatures in the political establishment whine and complain and threaten. Trump is getting what and who he wants, period. Congress simply lost all its leverage over Trump in terms of his appointments. So in Massey's words, suck it up. Matt Gaetz is the Attorney General. That's exactly the message that South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham appears to be saying as well.
He won the election. He deserves a chance to pick his cabinet. I am predisposed to allow him to do that. I think Matt Gaetz is very bright. I think he's qualified. He'll have a hearing and he'll have some tough questions to answer. But to every Republican, please follow a process to give President Trump the ability to pick the people he thinks can do the job and give Matt a chance to prove himself.
And you have a history of that.
I do it for everybody. I do it for everybody.
In fact, you know, in line with what Graham just said there, there's already a list going around. It's going viral on social media. You may have seen this. It's a list of Republican senators who voted to confirm Merrick Garland. And what the MAGA crowd is saying, in effect, is we dare you, Republicans, we dare you to reject Matt Gaetz after you voted for that lawfare scum, Merrick Garland. This is your way of making up for that. This is your way of making up for that vote. And on top of that, you may have heard Elon Musk is promising to personally fund a primary challenger to any rhino that gets in the way of President Trump's appointees or agenda. And then again, as Massey alluded to, when it comes to Matt Gaetz, I mean, senatorial confirmation may be completely irrelevant. The bottom line with Gaetz, and why so many in the Washington establishment despise him, is he's going to completely obliterate the status quo in the Justice Department. Will Chamberlain said it best, quote, "The best way to understand the Gaetz pick is that it's a statement by Trump that it's not 2016 anymore, and there will be no internal coup against the sitting president." In other words, going back to at least 2016, the Justice Department turned into what John Daniel Davidson refers to as a viper's nest of politically motivated prosecutions, sham investigations, coup plotting, domestic spying and censorship, entrapment schemes, and the terrorization of law-abiding Americans. From illegally spying on Trump to the political persecution of January 6 defendants, the DOJ has become a cancer on our body politic, and we need someone to go in and cut it out. And that is precisely what a Matt Gaetz attorney generalship represents. He is, as Axios puts it, Trump's middle finger to the entire establishment, but most particularly the weaponized legalism that tried to take Trump down, a weaponized legalism that even establishment Republicans did nothing whatsoever to stop. And given that Matt Gaetz himself was one of the more prominent victims of Garland's politicized DOJ over the last few years, it looks like he's the perfect person to get the job done.